Milton has welcomed us with a second moose in as many weeks of videos and a shockingly cooperative wolf population. So far. That'll change soon enough. Hello, Legion. This is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more of The Long Dark in our Against All Odds series, where I have just finished looting up Grandmother's place. And we're going to keep looking around, because we have a little bit more daylight left. We have lots of energy, given how much I just rested not long ago. So I'm going to step up here. There's one wolf over there, kind of as expected. Where the other wolves are, who knows? We're just going to start with the closest loot locations and go from there. We did check one loot location when we were on our way in yesterday. Or rather, on this same day, but in the previous episode, which I guess would have been 2 days ago. We're kind of light on daylight at this point, which is the only downside. Really wish I'd found some lantern oil. That was the main thing that I was thinking I might find if I went straight to Grandmother's, for whatever reason.
Drop any of this gear.
I don't know why I thought that, but I did. I did. I thought it. It's a thing that I imagined might be true. But I guess maybe isn't. The only way to get more lantern oil at this point, first of all, let's make sure that I don't have any. Yeah, I don't. The only way to get more would be to fish. But I think there's a good chance I'll find some. It's just that we're out of daylight.
Starving.
You are fine. You have so much food. So much food. Let's go ahead and eat the pinnacle peaches. If we take care of the pinnacle peaches and the rest of this dog food, now we're not getting the benefit of the moisture in this dog food, but we would have if I'd eaten the beef jerky and crackers first. But see, now you're not starving. It's fine. And we can lose a little bit of extra encumbrance from drinking an absurd amount of water to fix that problem. So, yeah, okay. Let's quickly look around with what tiny little sliver of lantern fuel I have left. Just hoping to spot one little bit. No, nothing. Okay. There will be some. Somewhere. It would be just so shocking for there not to be. But for now, I think what I need to do is just try to pass the time in this place. So let's read for 3 hours. Oh, we didn't quite get the second hour. We were almost there. Or maybe not, because the meter doesn't represent 5 hours anymore. I think it represents 3. So, okay, that makes sense. Maybe if I sleep for 6 hours, I'll have an aurora when I wake up. And that'll give us some light. We do have frequent auroras turned on, despite the overall difficulty of this code. Keeping things interesting. Let's eat a little bit more. Drink a little bit more. We haven't checked the toilet yet in this place. Okay, no aurora. Great. Love that. Yeah, just making sure that those aren't better than the ones I have. The night is actually nearly over. Matter of fact, by the time I'm done harvesting these clothes, I may just be able to rest for another hour or so, and the sun is going to be just barely starting to come up. Not that we'll be able to tell in here, but yep, there it is. I see a pixel of it. Okay. So that's progress. I'm going to drop this recycled can just to get rid of that little bit of weight. Alright, I guess we'll just have to pass time. I don't like doing it. But there's not much else I can do until I can actually see things. It's hard to loot when you don't have lantern fuel. And I have torches. Well, I actually don't at the moment. I have flares, but I don't want to use those right now. It's a waste. It's an absolute waste. Okay, it's starting to get bright. Let's drink a little bit of water. Nope, don't want to click the bed. So this is going to be a little bit dark for a bit. But it's going to get brighter and brighter as we go. Might still be a little bit too dark. Tell you what, let's pass one more hour. That's better. There we go. See, that's why I was trying to just wait it out, because I knew that even in just 1 hour of game time, it was going to get this bright. But it's pretty freaking dark. Can't see a bloody thing. But now we can. So, let's have a look around. More sports socks. I guess I'll grab those. There's a hoodie. Alright, so lots of free clothing so far, just for the purpose of, like, ripping it up and getting cloth. But nothing more substantive, unfortunately. Might still find some lantern oil here, if I'm lucky. I would be shocked if there wasn't any anywhere in town. And by town, I just mean this introductory area. I think we'll find some. Matter of fact, I think it's fairly likely we'll find a jerry can, not just a bottle of lantern oil. But I'll take a bottle at this point, because all I need is enough to fuel the lantern for kind of brief moments while I'm looking around in these houses. That's all I need. Oh. Already checked that drawer. Is there really nothing else? So amazing that we can move all this stuff around now. So when you come into houses that are messed up like this, you really can take the time to pick everything up. It's wild. Any of these houses has the potential to be a much more, like, visually appealing safe house if you wanted it to be. The safe house customization stuff is just so amazing. Oh, hey. I was not expecting a full-fledged blizzard, but here we are. Let's go to the next house over. The nice thing about that is that it protects us from the wildlife. Alright, there's some reclaimed wood. Oh, nice. You can just rehang the portraits on the walls when they're sitting on the ground like that. That's good to know. I will be playing more with the safe house customization stuff in the series once I find the woodworking tools, because that's when you can really break it wide open. Right now, it's just a matter of being able to pick things up and take things with me, and I'm already... I already have enough to bring with me, just trying to survive. Oh, wow. Okay. Freshly cooked venison at 100% condition. That's not sus whatsoever. That's cooking oil. I really wish I had lantern oil. But beggars can't be choosers, right? Alright, so that venison was a worthy find. Let's chow down on that. Okay, I can't actually repair... I'm not sure. Well, I guess it's not broken, is it? The door's just sitting open. But there's no way to, you know, close the fridge even with these new controls. So that's good to know. Because sometimes you might think of coming in and tidying a place up, but if there are certain, you know, kitchen containers that just have the frickin' door open, then you're either leaving that open, or you are getting rid of it. With no in between. Nothing else. Okay. Let's go upstairs. A sewing kit. Already found another one of those a moment ago, so I think we're pretty good on sewing kits. Already checked that. Nothing else here, nothing under the crib. Okay. I think where I'm going to go next is we're going to cut straight across to the bank. Because at this point,
If I can drop any of this
that's
gear.
where I feel like we're most likely to find the lantern oil. And I'm just determined to get lantern oil at this point. Alright, so get the truck, house. This is a blizzard, by the way. One aspect of the changes that I made to wind settings in this code apparently causes this bug. Someone pointed it out to me in the first episode of the series, I think. And I was like, oh, that's nice. Didn't know that. Wanted to do something completely new and different that I hadn't even played with before off stream or off of recording. And now we have these kind of quiet blizzards. Definitely going to keep that in mind for the future. Unless they fix it. Stale chocolate bar? Nice. Let's just double check back here. Alright, we're good. Okay. If there is not lantern oil in here, I will be even more surprised, because the loot table in this location tends to skew more in the direction of, like, survival supplies, as opposed to perishables and food and things you would find in a house. So either a jerry can, given that there wasn't one at the store, unless I missed it somehow, which is possible, I guess. But I don't think I did. Right, there's some coffee. Can't open that. Yeah, see? Immediately just feels more like a location where you would find either a jerry can or lantern fuel. Because there wasn't one at the store. So it's like, man, it's just... the likelihood that we will find one in this loot table here has to be a little higher. Although that's, you know, that's just how averages work out. Doesn't mean that it's going to impact the loot table or the percentage chance that one will be generated here whatsoever. I'm just thinking in terms of when this particular code decided to make this version of Milton for me, and it put stuff where it put stuff, since it didn't put any lantern oil in the shop, it's going to put some elsewhere. Okay, that was 21 or 22. Yep, 21. 21. $35. 47. 21. 35. 47. Done.
I'll take it.
Cash. Maple syrup. Oh, Canada. Okay. Thank you for the maple syrup. Could you give me some lantern oil? Please. Please and thanks. At this point, I'm gonna start begging. I'm just gonna start praying to the long dark gods. Because I don't feel I have a choice. Check the deposit boxes. This is a whole lot of nothing at this point. And I'm sad about it. There's not even anything in these deposit boxes. Not even in the open ones. That's rude. Okay. Okay. There's nothing here. I hoped. I chose to believe, and I'm paying the price. There's not even a jerry can. There's not a lantern oil bottle. There's nothing. There's nothing except hold on. Did we go in the bathroom? No, we didn't. Okay. Maybe this. Maybe this is the moment. I love that I'm just deluding myself into thinking that there's lantern oil somewhere. Maybe? Please? No? Okay. Great. Great. Wonderful. Okay. Yeah, there's nothing. There's nothing. I already checked the office. At least I got the tin of coffee. I guess. Yeah, I've already checked in here. I've already checked all these drawers. So at this point, like, farmstead. That's the next option.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
And frankly, I'm tempted to go out there now, but the trouble is finding the key in the midst of this. I think I will go out there while we have the blizzard helping us. It makes sense to do it. I just want to drop some things off before we do. So let's go back to Grandmother's, and we will do that. Because I don't want to be lugging too much stuff over there. The problem is just I don't necessarily have the ability to just hang out as much as I want. Alright, I'm going to grab that maple syrup. Oh, actually, yeah, I'll keep that one on me is what I meant. So it's already the way I need it. Can we put the coffee up? No, I think I'd rather keep the coffee in case I need to actually make some. I've got a lot of fast film here that I've developed. We do need to put that up, don't we? Hang on. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay. So how do we... Oh, place. I know what I'm doing. Let's just put that right there. Perfect. Again, I've barely touched the safe house customization stuff. It's really awesome that it's in the game, though. Finally. Okay, let's drink a Summit soda. Wow, words. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and take some of this maple syrup, too, because the condition is so low. I'd rather benefit from it now, while I can. Alright, we're good to go. While we have this silent blizzard... Oh, just kidding. Silent blizzard's over. Wolves are back. We're still going to go to the farm. I want my lantern oil. Damn it. And we're going to get it. One way or the other. Okay. Not sure where the wolves are going to be. We're about to find out. Let's kind of hang out close to the cars. And hopefully not get jumped. There are lots of places where we could potentially get jumped. But that's why we have this trusty rifle. We also have a revolver. if we need to just scare them off. Nothing. Alright, there's that. There's one spot I want to check up here that might just have what I'm looking for, maybe. But I'm also nervous there's going to be a wolf here. Yeah, there's one off to the right, for sure. I can tell you that right now. He's off to the right. Alright, if we come back here... Alright, I see some firewood, but yeah, no oil. Okay. That's 2 pieces of firewood. I'll take it. So because we are fresh off of that blizzard, it is still very cold. We don't have long before we lose our ability to aim easily on account of the cold. So I'm trying to keep that in mind and keep moving. The wolves that I'm hearing are mainly behind me and to the right, but that doesn't mean that there aren't more in front of me. There traditionally are at the farmhouse, and I kind of doubt that that's been changed. There are lots of cattails on this river. I will have to get them later. For now, I am going to try to beeline to this farmhouse while checking some of the key locations on the way. First one's coming up. Don't see any wolves yet. That is not promising. Okay, there's one way across there. I hear a deer. Or more accurately, a demon.
The cold is making my head feel thick.
Yep, demon. Bunny. Got some various limbs down. Okay, not seeing the key here. Not really surprised. Nothing here, actually. Let's step back out this way. Because I actually didn't see any wolves on this side of the orchard. Alright, and there's hypothermia risk.
Wait, I'm so cold, I'm warming up a bit.
The pitter-patter of the bunny's footsteps caught me off guard a bit. Alright, so there's one wolf right there. That's the one we saw before. I've got another wolf off to my left somewhere. Alright, that's that one. Alright, so next key location, the obvious one. I'm going to go straight for the truck. This is always a little bit nerve-wracking, though, because this orchard, as opposed to the Pleasant Valley orchard, is very hilly. And so it's easy to walk through it thinking that you're safe until you just straight up realize that you're not. That you just can't see a predator because they're behind a hill. That's a stump. I think that's a stump. Okay. I know I said I was going to check the truck first, but we've arrived at the barn first. So we'll check here. We've got a couple of wires. We can check the tractor too. Oh, I see it. I literally see it. It's right there. There's the key. Nice. I'm still going to go over there and check that body and the truck. If there is not a jerry can, or at least a bottle of lantern oil in this house, I'll grab the second pry bar, drop the lower condition one in just a moment. If there's not one, I hear a wolf. Jeez. You were much closer than I thought. Hello, Rifle 2. Yikes. We've had a pretty chill series of episodes. That was the first high-tension moment
It's getting kind of heavy.
in a bit. Okay, stump remover. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to jinx it. We're not superstitious around here. We're a little stitious. We're not superstitious. I'm just not going to say it. We can all think it, we just can't say it, okay? Let's just not say it. Not going to say anything. Not going to say anything about anything. We're just here. And it's fine. And everything is normal. There's another cooking pot. Not going to say anything. Hey, look, matches. That's a nice find. That's another really interesting thing about the map. I've said this, I think, once in the series already, but like, now that the map is so big, with matches in particular, even though matches are really scarce on this loot table, oh wow, 3 cans of pinnacle pages, let's go. Even though they genuinely are really scarce, if you keep moving and you're conservative and you're not wasting them, like, there are a ton of matches. Look at that. You remember when Interloper dropped? Because the map was so small, but because the drop rate of matches in the loot table was still what it is now. Because the map was smaller, there were just fewer matches overall. But because the map is bigger, if you're mobile, there are lots of them. There are lots of them. You can find matches to kind of carry you, which is nice. Oh, there's a skillet. Very nice. Okay, hold on. I don't think I checked that microwave. Yeah, we're good. I have not looked in here yet. This is one location where I'm hoping nothing will be. I'm not saying it, okay? I'm not. I didn't come here for a particular reason. Certainly not one that I've vocalized more than once. I'm just happy with anything I find. I mean, look at all these books. It's just what I need, right? Think of what you can do with books. What? At this point, I'm just... Okay. No, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. I'm choosing to believe. See, maybe I've just, at this point, talked myself into an impossibility. Maybe that's it. Maybe I'm hyper-fixating on finding nothing at all. Nothing. I'm not talking about anything that I want to find right now. Everybody not aggressively with me. I am definitely not having trouble finding a particular item that would be really useful for scavenging quickly. And I'm definitely not prioritizing trying to find that item so that I don't have to waste other items that I was just talking about a second ago. And yet, here we are, having fully scavenged the farmhouse. And there's no freaking lantern oil. There's none. There's none.
I'm not going to be able to carry this load.
Zero lantern oil. It's offensive, okay? All right, unfortunately, because safe house customization doesn't apply out here, you just have to break this stuff down. Tell you what, let's go out back. Maybe it's out back, or maybe even it's still in the barn and I didn't see it because I was focused on trying to find the key. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Maybe there's still a chance. Couple of replacement fuses. Okay, finding lots of firewood, which is nice and everything. But it's not what I need. Okay. I'm going to go back inside for just a moment. Because we're going to go up to the chest. We can put some things down here momentarily while I still search the area. I'm not just looking for lantern oil, but it's definitely a high priority. So we're going to drop 2 of these tinder plugs. We have 2 accelerant again. We're going to drop this cash because I don't need it. We're going to drop the reclaimed wood because I don't need it. We will drop the trail boots, but come back for them.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
Drop those. Drop the hoodie. Yeah, that's Jennifer. I'm literally working on it right now. Oh, we have some 18% pinnacle peaches, so we're gonna have to cook those if we want to do anything with them. I'm just gonna drop them for now because that's. Let's face it, those are heavy. I'm gonna drop the extra pry bar that I found. Drop the extra recycled can. I have some extra sewing kits at this point, which I will get rid of. Look at that stump remover I'll put down. Still, we're at 100 pounds. Still. We are carrying some books. We have the replacement fuses. The can opener is a little bit worse for wear. I wouldn't mind finding another can opener. I think the reason that we're so encumbered is that I've got all that water. I think that's the main thing. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and call it that. Okay. Before we wrap up with this one, I'm going to step outside. I do want to check the barn one more time. I see a mountaineering rope right there, which is really nice. That's going to make it easy to get down into certain other areas that I would like to visit that are nearby. Especially when I want to head back towards the muskeg. But I'm still hopeful that if I look around for a moment here, I might spot something that I'm definitely not looking for. No. No, it's not here. It's not here. But you know what is here? You know what is here? Legion? A wolf carcass from a fresh kill. This punk right here thought he could get the drop on me. He was wrong. And we're going to take his hide. It'll just take 40 minutes. Okay. We're going to step back towards the farmstead. Am I really that encumbered that I can't even run? It's the water. We'll just blame it on the water. Aside from not having something that I'm definitely not frustrated about not finding whatsoever, we're actually okay. Condition-wise, supplies-wise, progress-wise, there's still plenty to search in Milton. Tell you what, let's go ahead and drop the wolf hide and have that curing. There's still plenty to search, and I think it is still very likely that we're going to find multiple items here in Milton. It is surprising
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
Certain things haven't been found, but you know, you can't have it all. You just can't. And we're doing so well on so many other dimensions that I'm not going to sweat it. But what I will do is we'll step right here, turn this on and off, get a quick save point, and wrap this one up here. And the next one, we will keep searching for nothing in particular while scavenging the rest of the town, maybe even head out to some of the outlying areas now that we've already scavenged the farmhouse. The fact that we've already found the key, gotten in here, taking out some predators in the area is a really good sort of rate of progress for me. So overall, I'm happy with our arrival to Milton, and then it's just a matter of getting down into the basin, back to the muskeg, and into the far territory if we don't quickly make a visit to Mystery Lake on the way. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. For early episodes, channel emotes, and member badges, look for the join button. New episodes will be arriving at 1 p.m. US Eastern Time every other day, and comments are always welcome, so leave your thoughts below, and I'll see you next time.